Look at yourself. You can't even wear evening dresses to go out to work parties together. It's all over between us. You chose your path and I will choose mine. Hello, I am Amina. My story began when I was a beautiful and graceful young woman and preachers were flocking to me. I wanted to choose the best among them. I chose a rich young man named Ayoub. We had a lavish wedding, and after our marriage we went to many countries. I lived happy days, and only a few months later I became pregnant. Ayoub humiliated me and bought everything I wanted to eat until God blessed us with our first son, Moaz. Unfortunately, I was unable to give birth naturally, so I resorted to a cesarean section. Ayoub loved his son Moaz and took him with him wherever he went. He has added joy to our family. We would go out on work evenings, and he would meet his friends' wives, who would test my beauty and figure. Of course, I was very happy about that, and when Moaz was 5 months old, I felt cramps in my stomach. Ayoub took me to the hospital, and the doctor surprised me by telling me that I was pregnant again. I was never prepared for this pregnancy and did not plan for it. Even Ayoub did not welcome the second pregnancy. That's why I returned home disappointed. I was doing nothing but eating and sleeping. My body became full of flabbiness, and the time of my birth came. And I had Suhaib, and of course another cesarean section. As you know, the abdomen remains prominent after the operation, which is why Ayoub began criticizing my appearance. I entered a state of depression and began to eat voraciously, and my stomach became more prominent than before. Whenever I met my friend, they would criticize me and talk about my excess weight, as if there was nothing to talk about other than my weight and its appearance. One day I entered the room and found Ayoub browsing pictures on his computer. Look at your pictures. Do you see how beautiful and graceful you are? That was before I had a cesarean birth. Do not make childbirth a reason to neglect yourself. Look at yourself. You can't even wear evening dresses to go out to work parties together whenever you wear wide men's clothes. Honestly, I can't stand seeing you like this anymore. You are being hard on him. You know I got over my depression only recently. All the women we see on TV are exercising, and you're sitting in bed eating a lot of sweets, sandwiches and soft drinks, and then you say it's because of depression. I couldn't stand it and ran crying, and whenever I felt sad, I resorted to eating. I entered the kitchen, sat on the floor, and started eating food. I heard Ayoub's steps approaching the kitchen. Amina, I'm sorry for what I said. I only wanted your best interest. He entered the kitchen and was surprised to see me voraciously devouring food. This is disgusting. Did you not understand anything from everything I just said? You are truly a neglectful and insignificant woman, and I cannot continue living with you because I want a woman to go with me. Every business dinner has a woman that I'm proud of in front of my friends and family. Therefore, I have made up my mind about which decision you are talking about. It's all over between us. You chose your path and I will choose mine. Ayoub went to his room, gathered his clothes in a bag and left without saying another word. Since that day, he has not come home and sent me separation papers. Although he used to send me child support for his children, I was embarrassed to have him by my side. When the matter got worse, I had to visit a psychiatrist and underwent many therapy sessions. The result was wonderful. The doctor was able to restore my hope. I started exercising and joined charitable organizations. I started accompanying him to poor neighborhoods to help them. and I started going out with my parents and walking with them to bring them back from the absence of their father. I became busy all the time. I no longer had time to think about the past. One day, while we were looking forward, I saw Ayub with a graceful blonde girl who was wearing an engagement ring. When I saw him, I changed my route so he wouldn't see me. I hid until he entered a store, then left the mall. I didn't feel well, so I went to the psychiatrist. You have to face your fears. You are now a good mother, an athletic woman, and a successful woman who does good and serves society. You must value and trust yourself. You are right. Praise be to God, I have relieved myself from thinking about him, but I want him to regret neglecting a good deed. You should start your own project. Sewing, making sweets, or anything you are good at, you should distract yourself from thinking about it, as this will improve your psychological state. An idea came to my mind. I will open a gym, and this way I will be able to endure more and continue exercising. I started creating a project on the ground. I sold jewelry and opened a women-only gym. Many girls joined the club and we became one family. I hired a nutritionist in the hall, and she began giving us food programs for a week. You were all watching to see our adherence to the diet. And the surprise was, when I went from weighing 130 kilograms to 85 kilograms within 1 year. I was ready to get slimmer and reach my ideal weight with my amazing team. One day I heard a knock on the door. I opened it and found the personal driver of Ayub's car. What can I help you with? Ayub was involved in a car accident and is in a private hospital. Oh my God, how is he? Is he okay? You will see for yourself what he is sure of. He sent me to you because he wants to see you and the children. I took Moaz and Sohaib and we rode with the driver. He took us to the hospital. Then he walked in front of us and we behind him until he reached a room at the end of the hallway. It is in this room that a woman knocked on the door and entered. He was lying on the bed with his foot hanging, thank God for safety. What happened to you? But he did not answer me and kept looking at me surprised. Amina, is that you? How did you become this strong and this beautiful, even when you were at your worst and you did not change?